Today I'm here at Imperial Fields, home to Tooting and Mitcham United FC for a huge FA Cup clash against local rivals Croydon Athletic. Let's get inside and take a look around. Tooting and Mitcham United were formed in 1932 after a merger between Tooting Town and Mitcham Wanderers in a bid to make a single professional team for the area. The Terrors formerly played at a ground called Sandy Lane, which opened in the early 1920s. It was known for its large main stand and vast open-air terracing.
All along one side there was a great big stand, which was fantastic, but the rest of the ground there was no cover, so if it was raining you got wet, you know. Really they should have had a shorter stand and then a bit of cover behind the goals or on the other side, but the stand was very good.
Yeah.
Floodlights were quite good as well.
I only lived about 5 minutes away from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's good memories and everything's good.
In 2002 though, the ground was sold to developers due to its old age, with housing built on the site. Although club legends are commemorated at the site, having streets named after them, including Tony Slade, who spent 6 years with the club.
The reason we left the old ground because it was so old that we'd been there since sort of 1930s, and then it was in need of repair. You know, the terracing was unsafe.
Right.
So the owners or directors of Tooting decided we needed a new ground. But I was really upset because I've been coming so long, and the last game I was quite upset really because I've got so many memories at the old ground. You know, working in the T-bar, and also I was a referee. And I used to be serving someone in the T-bar, and if an official got injured, they say, "Ian Bullock, please come to the..." So I brought my kit. So about 10 times I came on as an assistant when an assistant or a ref got injured, and I ran the line. Did it about 10 times.
After leaving Sandy Lane, the club moved here to Imperial Fields. It was actually used as a training ground for the likes of Palace and Chelsea, but in the early 2000s was transformed into this modern stadium with a sleek main stand and covered standing behind either goal. The club has developed a reputation in recent years for its successful academy, which has produced stars like former West Ham striker Michail Antonio and Luton Town winger Isiah Jones. There's also a special link to the FA Cup, with Tooting having had many famous runs. The most prominent perhaps came in 1959, culminating in a tie against top-flight Nottingham Forest, who actually went on to win the competition that year. The first game ended in a 2-2 draw at Sandy Lane, before Tooting lost in the replay.
We were 2-0 up with 20 minutes to go, but the pitch was very icy, which wouldn't have been played today. And then one of our defenders passed the ball back to the reserve goalie because the first team goalie was injured, and he let it slip under his body because it was icy. 20, and then they got a penalty, but still, for handball, and it hit the Tooting player there. And I've got about 15 cuttings from paper, and everyone said it wasn't a penalty. Anyway, it was given. Notts Forest scored 2-2. They won the replay, and then they went on to win the cup, beat Luton.
What's your sort of memories of the club? I mean, a long time, 50 years.
Plenty. When we had a good FA Cup run, we reached the fourth round of it. We played Bradford away. Bradford City away. It was a good game, but we lost. Lost about 3-2, I think, or something like that.
Close. So I'm joined now by Joel. You're the matchday announcer here at the club. Tell me a little bit about your role, because I've never actually spoken to an announcer before.
Yeah, so it's basically my job to welcome people to the ground, to keep people informed of the scoreline. If there is a sin bin, because there's sin bins at this level, to explain to people why someone's got 2 yellow cards and they're not being shown a red card. So I will bring that up. And yeah, add a little bit of humour into the proceedings sometimes when it feels like things get a bit tense. That's what I see my job is. Whether everyone else would agree with that or not's a different matter.
and I imagine it can sometimes get a bit tense, sometimes get a bit exciting. How do you remain calm when you're speaking in the game?
I don't always remain calm. Sometimes you can definitely hear the joy in my voice when we've scored a last-minute winner. But I think, look, at this level, people treat matchday announcing as a very, this is the job, but I think it's good to put a little bit of personality into it. So at least if the game's bad, people can say, I had a pint watching the game, I had some nice food, and the matchday announcer was quite entertaining. Give someone another reason to come.
Finally, do you have any particular memories of games that you've announced which have been really good?
Yeah, I mean, last week's was pretty good because we scored a great goal to win it in the last minute. The most memorable thing's probably a pre-season game last year when we'd scored a goal, the ball went over the line, I announced the goal, but the referee hadn't given it because didn't see it cross the line. Another team went up the other end and scored. So thank God it was pre-season because I announced a winning goal. It wasn't a winning goal, but I covered that up quite well because for the rest of the game, I said the score is Tooting Mitcham United 2, whoever the other team was 1. But actually, the real score is 1-1. But we know that doesn't count. So I felt like I kept that under wraps.
Today, Tooting take on local rivals Croydon Athletic in the FA Cup preliminary round. Croydon has actually been in the headlines in recent years with rapper Stormzy and footballer Wilfried Zaha taking over the club, so this should be a tasty game in front of a bumper crowd. Well, as usual, we got some food, and something that Tooting are known for off the pitch is actually their cuisine. They've got some Caribbean, Jamaican food down here. We've got jerk chicken and rice. My dad's already tucked in, he's very hungry. It does look nice. Is it good? Yeah, nice. I think these are about $12.50 each, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's very weighty. There's a lot of food packed in there. Was a bit of a waste, but it does look like it's been worth that weight. Take a look at that. All fresh, cooked on the barbecue out there. This looks really nice. Let's tuck in. We then watched the match, which was very entertaining, even if it was sometimes lacking quality. Both sides had good chances, but the first real bit of action came when a red card was shown to a Tooting player in the second half. Then a penalty was awarded to Croydon for a high boot in the box, even though the attacker wasn't actually touched by the boot. Croydon scored to go 1-0 up, and it's fair to say that the announcer wasn't best pleased.
Goal scored by number 4, Niall Kirby. I've just went down holding my head and no one's foot was near mine either. The score is Tooting Mitcham United 1.
The game soon ended, with Croydon advancing to the next round of the Cup. Well, full time here at Imperial Fields and a 1-0 loss for Tooting Mitcham United. A disappointing result in the end, but still decent performance, and of course I wish them the best of luck for the rest of the season. I've really enjoyed my time here. They've got a fantastic setup, some great food, some great people too. I've got to thank Stephen, the media guy, and of course the 3 people I interviewed, Charlie, Ian and Joel, for making me and my dad feel so welcome. And once again, good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.